Today we're going to be looking at Shark's latest modular lid, the OXO. So let's get straight into it.
What, the beef cube?
Yeah, the beef cube. So let's start off with the sizes that you can get this lid in. You can get it from XS to 2XL. There's two different shell sizes across the whole range. Just split it down the middle and you're pretty much there. You have 6 different liners in the inside to either pad it out or to make it a bit thinner depending on your head shape and how big your cheeks are. Comes in the price point of $319.99 RRP for the plain colors. There is also a dark shadow edition one that comes with a clear visor as well as a dark tint coming in at around $349.99 RRP, and then you have the graphics like this one up here that is at the price point of $379.99 RRP. Let's look at the construction of the actual lid. So this is a Lexan polycarbonate. The best way I can describe this is as if you were to compare it to Gore-Tex being the premium laminate construction as compared to other brands with their own sort of laminates. That is the same sort of thing when it comes to the polycarbonate shell of this OXO lid. So it's a high impact absorbing Lexan weave, that shell that is in front of you today, as well as being able to operate in temperatures as low as -10 degrees and as high as +50 degrees Celsius. Now, this actual composite is a lot harder. They actually use it in some bulletproof vests and stuff like that. Not to say that you should be shooting at this lid, but it has that same sort of effect when you're looking at this lid's construction. This is also ECE 2206, as with all helmets are nowadays. They have to meet the highest ratings, the highest safety standards that are now released to us, meaning that this has been tested in all the impact zones randomly, so they can't cheap out. Now, the EPS liner on the inside is a multi-density EPS liner, so it does have varying degrees of thickness and softnesses within that shell, so that in the event of an impact or on and off, it'll actually operate the best that it can. This helmet is also PJ homologated, which basically means it's safe and rated and legally allowed to be worn either in the full face position like this, or if I were to flip it all the way back, you can wear it like this legally as well. Now, to operate that, you use this 2-digit sort of system that they've called this, where you basically have to pull it up and then pinch it together. So that might be a little bit of a faff. However, it's still a really nice, secure way of opening and closing your visor. If I flip it back over again, you can also lock that chin bar in the up position by just pressing that across, and now that is not going anywhere. You can still operate the visor as well. Talking about the visor, there's so many different iridium types and tints of visors that it makes me quite jealous that they have so many options for this as compared to me with my Shark Aeron GP with only a minimal amount of visor options. I wish they made the blue iridium for the Shark Aeron GP as they do with this. So if you're really into that sort of style of having different kinds of visors, then the OXO might actually be a good option for you. If we look onto the interior, since we're already here, we have a micro ratchet strap system on there with a pull toggle. You just operate it, makes it nice and easy if you're using a pair of gloves. If I take that out of the way, you can also see the inner lining, which is made out of the recycled material. Now, upon touch, you don't feel like it would be cheap. It actually gives off the same sort of feeling as Alcantara. If you ever had the pleasure of touching that sort of material, it feels like that on the interior, except this is going to be harder wearing than that of Alcantara. Also, if I close this back up, something that's really nice and something that's actually a key issue with some modular helmets is the ability to reduce wind noise. So if I flick that back over like so and close this up, modular lids tend to have an issue with wind noise in the fact that it can go into the crevices there and seep in. If you look onto the interior of here, push that back in there, you can see that the actual hole for your head to sit through is a really nice and secure seal around your neckline. So wind noise is going to be non-issue when it comes to wearing this lid. As to be expected with any modular lid, you do have a drop-down sun visor. With this one, it's a slider, so you slide it across different positioning points and you can release it with the spring by pressing this button here, and it flicks it back into the shell. Now, if you're also a glasses wearer, it's quite nice in the fact that you do have slots to put your glasses in so you can see where you're going, which is always a nice thing to have. This is a common feature with most Shark helmets, so if you do wear prescription glasses, I would definitely go and check out Shark's range because they really do accommodate for those that wear prescription glasses. Moving on to the ventilation, you have this plate at the front of the chin bar here. You press it down, it opens up those channels and it feeds it into the interior channels to defog the visor. Now, with every helmet that comes in the box, there will be a pin lock that you can install in this visor as well, so you don't have to worry about that too much. You also have a vent at the top here operated by a switch. Just pull the slider back, opens up the vents, goes through the top of your head, and you get a nice little breeze on top of your head, as well as a lovely little exhaust port out the back there to keep that clean air going through. Moving on to my personal opinions, I feel like the overall design is quite nice, it's tidy, it's actually a sleeker shell as compared to some of the Shark helmets that are out there at the moment. My only sort of qualm with it, if that's a word, is the fact that I do need to go up a shell size because the chin bar sits quite close to my chin. Now, that's just a me issue. Your head's going to be probably a bit different to mine. You're going to have a different head shape and everything else like that. But the nice thing about Shark is the fact that they normally use an easy fit system. So they kind of gather the information in order to get the best fit from the box. So if your head is a round head shape like mine, or if you have a long oval, intermediate oval, or anything like that, you probably still find that you do fit in this Shark. You just need to move the cheek pads a little bit and change them out for something a bit different. Personally, for me, the best thing about this, which is very, very weird, I would say, is the fact that I really like the different visor options you can get with it, because you have so many different iridium ones, which just look so cool. If you pair it up with something like this with the graphic, it's just gonna look the nuts. Now, if you did like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below what you think of the Shark OXO. Be sure to subscribe, ride safe, and see you all soon.